I'm Greg, and you're listening to Totally Preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable. Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.
Hey, Polly.
Hey, Greg, what's going on?
Well, today I am super excited because I am very guilty of scrolling through my phone through social media. And today we have a new social media app that's hitting the platforms.
Really?
Yeah, so we have the founder of Empathy, Zaire Kenya Smith, who is going to be on the show today. And I am very excited because there's a lot of questions I have.
Yeah.
There's a wait list, so you can't even get on the app yet.
Okay.
Created super buzz, written up on, I don't even know how many different magazines and how many different news outlets it's been on, but going through the website, it is very intriguing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So new social media, huh?
Yeah, so it's completely different than what we've become used to. So I'm going to let him explain it because it's just a lot. I mean, the more you look at on the website, the more questions you have. So yeah. I can't wait to pick his brain and hear more about empathy.
Awesome. This is great. Can't wait to hear about it.
Yeah, me either. So without further ado, today joining us on the Totally Preventable podcast, we have Zaire Kenya Smith, the founder of Empathy. Thank you for joining us today.
Glad to be here.
Right. Now this is huge. I mean, I came across Empathy one day when working with Lynn Phelan, one of our other podcast guests from PlaySmart and Playful.
Yeah.
And I saw a comment. I looked up the comment, and I looked up the author of the comment. I just went down this rabbit hole about empathy. I was like, whoa, why haven't I never heard about this? So to start off, can you tell us a little about empathy and what it is?
Yes. So basically, social media is fake, and empathy is aiming to make it more real. And what we're gearing up to do is to reinvent social media to aspire more transparency, normalize moods, and to recreate the human experience, because our overarching goal is to create empathetic communities. Because if we're going to exist in this new digital world, we have to have empathy, just like how we do in the real world. In the real world, we accept the highs and lows. We accept that concept of life. But for some strange reason, once we get on the internet, everything has to be perfect.
Mm-hmm.
All wins, best family photos, all happy faces, 24/7. And it's just like, that's not reality. We don't have a mirror that in real life. We show our authentic selves in real life, and we accept that. We accept everyone around us, like, oh, everybody got highs and lows. That's a part of life. But on social media, it's like it's almost like unwritten rules. Like, you only can share your if it's not perfect, don't post it. And nobody didn't taught us that. It was just how it was just like, it's just psychologically how it was just set up, and now we just following along. And we try to just break those norms and show that social media can be much more. We're the most connected generation in history, but we're the most disconnected emotionally. And we believe our greater purpose to be disconnected. Yes, we can make money. Yes, we can network and brand and all this business and fun stuff. But I believe what connects us the most is every human being, whether you white, black, blue, green, red, whatever, our baseline is our emotion. We all can understand each other on the emotional level. And that's what breeds empathy. And having that experience will show people that they're not alone. We all have these shared stories. But the only way we would know that we have shared stories, we have to share both sides of the we have to share both sides. We just can't just be wins all the time. They have to be the wins and losses. And it shows in real life, once you be transparent, humans very receptive to that. They want to help. They empathize, especially especially have the same story. Like it's something human within us. Like, oh my gosh, they've been through the same thing I've been through. I want to say something. You automatically want to talk to that person. It's like it's a human thing. It's like that magic. I don't know what it is, but as soon as we know someone who shared the same story, we want to say something. Like, oh yeah, I went through that too. So it's this untapped magic we have yet to access to. It shows across different parts of the internet when people talk about their experiences, whether it's coming from the army, the cancer experience, or whatever domestic violence. They just shared their experience, and people jump in the comments and go, "Oh my gosh, I've been through that before," things like that. So you see across the internet. What we try to do at Empathy, try to put that all one hub to see this authenticity of highs and lows. And I know it's kind of hard to envision because all we saw of the internet is just one-sided or the straight mental health side. It's like there's not no balance, okay, where both can exist. So it's kind of hard to picture a digital world where the highs and lows both exist and treated equally. That's our overarching goal. That's what we're aiming for, and that's the mission we're trying to have on the world.
Wow.
So how will you keep people telling their authentic story?
It will be starting off when we launch. Empathy will be invite only for 6 to 12 months. So people who, because when you sign up for our wait list, you have to pay $10 for our wait list. And that's helping us towards our fundraising, towards finish building out the app, as well as letting us know you wanted to play ball. You wanted to buy in on our rules, you won't troll, you wanted to play ball and say, you know what, I'm really want to be a part of this.
Mm-hmm.
So within that 6 to 12 months, we will build up a healthy, thriving, empathetic community, because that concept is around just like a good neighborhood. A good neighborhood is not a good neighborhood because a good neighborhood is the community within the neighborhood that makes it good. So once you create the community of people just opening and expressing themselves, people want to express. Think about it. We all have stories we want to share. The reason why we don't share because the community is not safe. We feel like we'll be judged and things like that. And what's the unique things about empathy, we share on empathy. It stays on empathy. You can't share it on the Facebook. You can't share it on Instagram or any other platform. Like it's, I guess like the Vegas saying, what happens on empathy stays on empathy. And you have to sign up to get on empathy to watch these stories, these highs and lows stories, and how our system is set up. We have a one strike system. You troll one time on our platform, you ban for life, just because we want to set a precedence. Like just because we understand sharing highs and lows, these are sensitive matters, especially talk about people being vulnerable and things like that. We gotta be just as serious and just as demanding. Okay, cool. You troll. We let people know ahead of time. You come on our platform, we're not this, we're not this, we're not this. You want to do all that foolery? It's other social platforms you can go to. This is not here. You need to buy in this new system. So we're very strict. There's no 3 strike system. Once you troll one time, we don't care if you're playing or not, gone. Just because if we don't do that, probably if you had a bad experience, you finally open up on empathy and somebody just troll all that good stuff, and we don't do nothing about it ASAP, we just give them like a warning, you're going to delete the app, write a bad review. I hate this app. No, whatever. Don't download this app. But if we act immediately and say, no, we just banned that individual, you're like, oh, you feel safe. Oh, this person have my back. They do care about my safety. They do care about my feelings. So that's the extreme approach we're taking, just because it's such a sensitive matter and we had to do it. It's a delicate process. So that's how we planning to do it. A lot of retraining people what social media can become, because right now we only see it as one way, branding and marketing tool. It's a phenomenal branding and marketing tool, but we try to show people it can be so much more.
So with your platform being, what happens on here stays on here, and you're monitoring, are you considered like a mandated reporter when you're seeing these stories, people coming out, being vulnerable, talking about things? What would be your steps if you come across a story that's like, whoa, we got to jump on this? What would be the next step?
One thing we try to make clear with empathy, because reference empathy, I don't know, have you ever heard of WebMD?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
WebMD always say we are not professionals. Go always ask for professional help and things like that. They just giving up advice. They're not here to ask professionals. Mm-hmm. We operate under the same thing. We're at the end of the day, we're a social network. We're not no mental health app. We're a social network. We're a social network. We're just doing something unique as in sharing highs and lows. So if you do have thoughts of self-harm, going through bad depression, whatever, we would highly recommend to seek help, seek professional help. But what I always say at Empathy, you can know our platform. We're not trying to help you. We're not trying to say, oh, you come on our platform, you'll be happy. We'll boost your mood. No, what our selling point is, once you get on Empathy, you will see that it's okay to be human. And it's okay to be okay. And it's okay not to be okay. That's our goal. Once we get to that goal of normalization and showing people it's okay to have these emotions, these highs and lows emotions, like it's okay to be human within our framework, because our framework within is transparency. Once people see these moves and stories with everything transparent, they will realize, okay, oh, it's okay to have these emotions. It's okay to feel upset. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel like this. Then we go to phase 2 of our plan, is the healing process. I think that's what you're talking about, but we can't start the healing process right now because right now is all about normalizing moves. I think that's what most tech companies, most mental health companies get it wrong about, because you try to give them the medicine too fast. You try to say something's wrong with you. And as human beings, we're not trying to feel inadequate. Or as well, human beings are very tribal. We're not trying to get kicked out the tribe just because something's wrong with us. So we're going to lie. Oh, I'm happy. I'm great. We're going to wear this mask. Even though I feel like crap inside, I feel okay because I'm not about to you're not about to say something's wrong with me. I need help. I need pills and things like that. I'm just going to fake it and say, I'm happy, even though I feel like crap. We all do that. So the goal for Empathy is just normalizing the moods. If you normalize these emotions and let them know that these highs and lows, they are both equal. Like the rich man and the poor man both feel the same thing. We just have to show people and educate people. It's almost like we educate people to be human. It sounds silly, but that's what we're doing, because the word teaches we got to be perfect, happy. I call it toxic positivity. So we try to make people say it's okay to be normal. It's okay to have the highs and lows. They can both exist, and it's okay. And once we get past that stage, then we can talk about the healing stage of recommend people to seek help and things like that. But I feel like we can't get to that stage yet till we normalize the moves. That's why we talk about mental health sometimes have the stigma on it, because people don't want to be associated with it, or it's a conversation killer because I don't know what that stuff, because they think of shootings, crazy stuff that deal with mental health and things like that. So it's something that people don't want to be attached to, but we all face it. But we have to rebrand human emotion so it could be more digestible. Because I always use example as McDonald's. McDonald's sell a shitty burger that they make millions off of it, billions off of it, because they know how to brand the crap out of that shitty burger. They put some A-list celebrities behind it, blah, 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 and we eating it up. That's what you gotta do for mental health. That's why that's when you go on Empathy, we don't have the serious look. We don't have the sob stories. It's a more of a cool vibe and things like that, because our mindset is put the medicine inside the candy. If to get a kid to eat the candy, you gotta to eat the medicine, you gotta put the candy inside. So you gotta play with, you gotta do a choo so they can eat it. It's a subtle approach instead of this harsh approach. Hey, you need help. You need to see mental. It's like based off our research and data, it doesn't work. So in order for this to be mainstream, because our goal is to be mainstream, we're not trying to be another app. We try to be mainstream so everybody can be a part of it, because the most people who struggle with it, not the people who understand mental health, it's the people who don't know nothing about mental health is struggling the most and things like that. They don't know what to do with these emotions. They just cope differently, whether it's partying, drinking, or whatever. They cope differently, and those people need the most help. And those are our market. That's the market we're going after, because we understand we could get the mental health market by default, because they get it right away. They understand what we're doing. It's the people who don't understand it, because they're not trying to understand, because when you hear, especially within the Black community and things like that, when you hear like, no, that sounds crazy, I'd rather not. So it's all about just rethinking and remarketing what mental health is, what it could be, and how it can be helpful for your life. And like I said, we just do it through rebranding it and just different approach, a unique approach. So sorry for the long-winded answer.
No, that's fine.
So you're not branding Empathy as a mental health app, as social media, but kind of sneaking the mental health in without people knowing it?
Yeah.
That's
that's the goal, because that's where we're going. Because like I said, the next phase is the healing phase, because once we normalize moods and things like that, empathy it's a feature with empathy. We can track your mood. And after you track your mood, when empathy see you down, she'll give you some advice. She'll let you, she'll give you some helpful, supportive advice. But it's almost like just to think Siri, just think of Siri or like Alexa, all that good stuff. They great assistants. You tell them to, hey, schedule me for this, or do this, they'll do it. Look at empathy as more like a friend who see your moods, who see what you're going through, and just give you helpful advice. And the next step for her, we want her to do is be able to recommend clinicals. Oh, whether it's meditation, therapy, songs, all this other approach to help people when she see you angry or depressed or sad, she can actually give you real help. But we don't have to do that now, because once again, we got to normalize moods first. Once you start saying, hey, you need this, people run away.
Mhm.
Probably right now, say somebody, hey, you need to see a therapist. They go say no. They'll turn it down. They'll get defensive. That's how bad it is. Even though you know this person need therapy, they'll get defensive, say no, I don't need that. Nothing's wrong with me. As you see, that's not the way. You got to normalize it first. Normalize it. Make sure, let that person know we all in this together. We all go through ups and downs. We all need help. Once you put everybody on the same page, then it's more accepted. And I think that's the approach we're going for. Like I said, it's a different approach, but we believe that's the real approach that can still make people feel human and feel like they're not being ousted as something's wrong with them. Something's wrong with all of us. We all need help in different areas. You may struggle in this area. I may struggle in a different area. We all struggle in different areas. So that's why it's something we want to just highlight. Like, we all in this together. Nobody's perfect. We all figuring it out.
So how does empathy work? Like, you got my buy-in from the, how does the whole process? Once I sign up, how does it work?
Empathy will ask you, after you sign up for empathy will ask you how you feeling 3 times a day: morning, afternoon, evening. And you can adjust that if it's too much for you, all that good stuff. But the reason why she do that, because it's the little things in life we believe at empathy that will make a difference, because people always ask of us, hey, can you do this? Can you do this? Can you do this? People really ask you, hey, how are you feeling? All that good stuff. So we think that little touch will be grateful for people, just as a pause, like, thank you for asking. And she'll actually say it by name, like, okay, hey, how are you feeling this afternoon, Greg? She'll say, go by name and actually say it. That more, give a more so personal feeling. And then once you are on empathy, and once you enter your mood will be transparent for everyone to see. And you'll be able to see their moods as well. So just look at, I'll use real life basis of social media so you can understand. So if we use Instagram, for example, you just have a caption. For empathy, you'll see a caption plus a person mood. So that'll give you more context of how they're feeling on this post. And all posts, you only can upload video and audio empathy. You can't upload pictures and words. It's just video and audio. Why? Because just like what we're doing, I think the best way of communication, of understanding a person, is through video or audio. Reading it it's good. It's cool. Looking at the picture is cool, but just really just hearing the person, seeing the person, it's easier to empathize with them and just to be able to relate. It's a better immersion of the experience. So you'll be able to go through a community full of different stories, whether they highs, lows. So it's almost like a YouTube kind of. Like I said, it's a lot of things in one. It's like a YouTube, like you just go in there, just look at whatever stories that you into, wherever catch your eye. And also, empathy have another option called the emotional ecosystem, where you can choose whatever mood that you in, whether you're happy or sad, you can choose a variety of stories. Like whatever, like let's say you feeling uplifted or love, you can click on the love, and then you can see a bunch of love stories. Uplifted stories, you see a bunch of uplifted stories. Sad stories, you can see a bunch of sad stories. You can break it up. You can break it down in sections, because on the community you'll see all the stories, but in our emotional ecosystem you can break it down into sections with stories you want to focus on. And when you upload stories on empathy, you can upload stories up to 2 minutes long, because we believe people have a short attention span. That'll be enough to get what you got to say off your chest, just as a starting ground. You have 2 minutes to choose, 2 minutes to express yourself, and like I said, through video or audio. And you also have an option to put some immersion music in the background, whether it's pianos or some type of instrumentals, not real like licensed music like like what they're doing on TikTok, all that. It's just other just to help with the story. Just no different. You watch movies on your show that have like that subtle music in the background. You'll be able to add that on empathy if you want to. That's optional. And once you upload your story, before you upload your story, empathy will also ask what mood that you was in. It's required for you to put your mood on your post before you upload it. Why? So it can have that extra context. And every time you upload your mood, every time you enter a different mood, it would change on your profile as well. Because within the on your profile, when empathy asks you how you feeling, it will update on your profile. Every time you upload a story about how you feeling and you enter another mood, it will constantly update your profile. Meaning, like, you will basically how you woke up this morning. You woke up this morning probably feeling irritated or good, and then later down the road, you probably might feeling happy. Your mood constantly changing. So we want that same concept on empathy. So every time you change your mood, every time empathy asks how you feeling, it'll update on your profile as well. So people constantly get to see how you're feeling. So now you're just not going through somebody's personal profile, just seeing the picture, a name, and that's it. You've seen the picture, a name, in the context of how Greg is feeling. And seeing that extra content, that little bit of data, seeing that mood tag will help. Just to say you wasn't feeling that good. Let's say you was down angry. 9 times out of 10, we betting somebody going to hit you up and say, hey, is everything's okay? Why? Because you had that extra bit of context of like that extra bit of context could easily be conversation starters. We believe having that extra transparency can open up the conversation, get people to talk, because not everybody would ignore you and things like that. Because once human beings are transparent, we're more likely to talk. But the reason why we're not talking is because if your life is perfect, I don't know. I don't got to ask how you doing. Your life is good. It seems good. Your picture seems good. Your moods, everything seems fine. You don't need my empathy. I'm about to go about my day. So, but having that extra transparency is showing that mood. People get to see how people's really feeling, things like that. Will people be honest choosing their moods? Hopefully that's within the community, because we believe it's going to be a domino effect. A domino effect. Once other people start being transparent, then it will follow. So we got it down. We broke it down to like 3 different tiers of people. Tier 1 is the people who's already transparent, who's open. Pretty sure y'all probably seen on social media somewhere, people just open and honest about their experience. And we see those people on empathy, and they will have positive high engagement just because that's what they do, that they open and share. And then you have your tier 2 people, and your tier 2 people, they want to share, but they don't want to share. But they look at tier 1, oh, they get positive engagement and all these comments just by sharing their story. You know what? I'm going to try. And then you have your tier 3 who want to take their stories to the grave. They're not sharing crap. They're not buying into this stuff. I'm not about to do this. But then they see tier 1 and tier 2, getting all of this positive engagement just by being themselves. And eventually they're going to say, what the hell? I want to join. We believe that's the process. We believe it'll be a domino effect just like that, a slow process. It's no different than, look at Uber. Uber is a crazy concept. Getting in a stranger's car, you don't know nothing about. Think about it. Think about it. Airbnb,
Yep.
staying in a stranger's house. Wow, that's nutty. I'd rather open up online than do all of that. That's more riskier and things like that. But guess what? It eventually got normalized. So every time I talk about empathy, I always use those concepts that seem crazy, but eventually it eventually will get normalized if you do it right. Because it's all about execution. If you execute it right, eventually it'll get normalized. So that's our plans to do it. Like, we see it as a slow process, but we believe as the real world is more accepting of, we want more inclusion, more diversity. Everybody want to be themselves, express themselves. The world's being empathy right now. If people like, if you kind of push back on that, you get canceled and things like that. People want to be open and express and accept themselves. So we see empathy in real life. A platform right now on social network, it don't operate as that. LinkedIn is for business. Facebook is for family. Tinder is for dating. YouTube for TV. Netflix for movies. Tinder for dating, Instagram for photos, TikTok for short form video, Headspace for meditation. Like, where do you go to be yourself? Mm-hmm. Where do you go to get that real world experience? And that's where it's a blank slate where at Empathy we try to trailblaze a way to create that space. But yes, that's really the Empathy experience. So it's like I said, it's kind of like a YouTube. a bunch of videos, different variety of emotions. And what I see people getting out of empathy in a world where everybody wants us to be perfect. We got to be happy all the time. We got to be this perfect person all the time in real life, and sometimes in the workplace and in social media. To go to a place where you just can be yourself and express yourself, it's almost like a friend. The reason why we have the friends, we can confide in because, oh, I can be myself, I can express myself, they won't judge me. And having a community like that, that will be the buy-in, going to that and to see that, to calm you down of the pressure of life. Like, okay, cool, I'm not the only one struggling. Other people struggling out here too. It's almost like broadening, it's just opening the lens. Because sometimes when we go through bad stuff in our lives, we spotlight our pain. We think, oh, the world's picking on me. Life is picking on me. This only happened to me. But you go on empathy, you realize, oh, snap. A lot of people struggling. A lot of people going through this as well. And just having that extra perspective will be very comforting. And I think it's almost like when you go to parties and things like that, that's cool. But eventually you want to come back home to your lover and things like that, because that's real. And I think that's what empathy is. Yes, people, I'm not trying to replace the Facebooks, the Instagram. I'm not trying to replace that. You need to have those. But eventually when people want something real, as they will, they're going to want something real. We all do want something real. That's in human beings. That's where empathy's going to come in. That's when people can come, okay, cool. This way I can be myself. This way everybody being themselves. Cool. This is my reset. And that's why I really see empathy in the future as that reset. People come just to be themselves, express themselves. And then they have their vanity elsewhere.
Do you use your real name on empathy?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
So do you friend people? Or is it all just one big community? Like, if Greg and I are on there, can I go and check in the morning and see what kind of mood Greg's in so I know what I have to deal with?
That's a great question, Polly. Great question.
Before I leave the house, is Greg crabby today?
Yeah. So you made friends on empathy. I forgot. I don't know. I'm not. Sometimes I'm in founder mode. I'm not in breaking down the logistics of it. So I'm sorry. Yeah, so empathy is awesome. There's no following or adding people as friends. Okay. There's none of that.
Yeah.
To make friends, so we're old school. So you'll love this. To make friends on empathy, you have to talk to one another.
All right.
That's how you make friends on empathy. That's just that simple. Just like in real life. We have to talk to each other to be friends. You just can't because we always thought just adding people and just following people and never say nothing to nobody. That's just weird.
Yeah.
For empathy, you have to talk to somebody to create that friendship. Yeah. And you said something else also. Wait, you said friends. What did you say before that, Polly?
Using your real name.
Using your real name? Or if
yeah, using your real name. Yes, Yes, using your real name. The reason why we're going, because some people always, there's a question we get, like, oh, why can't it be anonymous or usernames? Yeah, it's a double-edged sword. Will it be easy, be anonymous and things like that, or username? Yeah, you can do it. You'll be able to express yourself more easy, all that good stuff. But on the other side, it could be more trolls. Because nobody have faces, nobody's real. So it could be just as much troll. Like nobody, it's good. Think about it, when you have no face to, I'm gonna say wild stuff to you.
Right.
That's not my name. There's no backlash. I can say anything to you. So as people try this approach, I see that it's a try to fail approach. Like in theory, it sounds like it work. Yeah, be anonymous. I'll be able to open this press, but people don't think about the recourse of the people who are using the platform for the wrong thing, who want to cause harm and things like that. They can say whatever now because two people are anonymous. So in a perfect world, yes, you want everybody anonymous to do the right thing, but the internet can be a sucky place. So when you give both individuals anonymity, I mean, just like both individuals make sure they're anonymous, it will cause chaos on both sides. Like one just try to be themselves because it's anonymous. Another person say, you know what? I get to say anything to you and there won't be no backlash because you don't know who I am, no one face. It's just an avatar and a username that's not me. So yeah, so it's all real names.
Yeah.
How much communication between two people before they're like in your loop or in your circle? Is it like one conversation?
Great question.
Good or?
Great conversation, Greg. It's a back and forth. So if I comment on your story, Greg, it means nothing. You will be my friend circle. You'll be my friend circle, but I won't be in yours. The only way I'll be in yours, you have to come to my page look at one of my stories and comment on it. So it could be fair. You know what? Now that's engagement. It's pushing engagement. Like no, every story is getting seen, because the only way to build friendship, you have to comment on people's story. You have to talk to one another. So 9 times, if our hypothesis is right, it should be engagement for everybody, because that's the only way to make friends, or else you're just, you're just an onlooker, and that's fine too. So yeah, to be my friend, Greg, you have to comment on one of my stories, and then that'll create that connection. So it's fair ground. I watch your story, I comment it, you watch my story and comment it, and it's fair. We both saw each other, we both understand who each other's are and things like that. And yeah, I think that's the basis on it. So like I said, that's an assumption we're going off of. But once empathy out, of course, we'll be testing these theories and iterate from there.
Mm-hmm.
Are comments 2 minutes as well? I know, like you said, to post your story, you get up to 2 minutes, but to comment, is that 2 minutes as well, or is that a shorter time?
Oh, comments you could write. Comments is you could text. You could text or do an audio comment. So, and that audio comment is up for like a minute long and things like that. You could write your comment out, or you can voice your comment. And yeah.
Okay.
So are you a one-man team, or do you have other people helping you with this idea, or throwing in their 2 cents?
I've been building empathy for 7 years.
Ooh.
I guess I got to eventually tell you the origin story. I'm gonna ask this question, but eventually got to know the origin story. But yeah, I recently just got a team. This year. Y'all was talking to my co-founder, Catherine Smith. She's my partner as well, my relationship partner. So she's awesome. She's a mental health professional.
You better mention her.
Yeah, she's awesome. Yes, I can't. I try to. I plug her as much as I possibly can, because people see me, but it's the people behind me y'all don't be seen as much that really be help driving the wheels and making things work. So yes, she plays a huge part in the company, and she just got on this year, and we picked up as well. And another great key pieces we have is our 2 advisors, our 2 Gen Zers advisors, who we can, because the platform initially for Gen Zers, we're gonna scale up to millennials and things like that, because at the start, empathy was just for everybody, but eventually we have to put it somewhere. We got to start somewhere, all that good stuff, just so we can pitch it well. Like, so we serving everybody. That's kind of sound like, okay, be more specific. So we just started to Gen Zers up, because they been dealing with these phones throughout their whole life, and you can't tell them social media. It's not more real than real life, because like, it's all about, oh no, this is social media telling me to do that, I have to do it, things like that. And like that social media voice is powerful. So it's just like, okay, cool. They're struggling bad with it. If you look at the studies, like they struggle with depression, anxiety, and the feeling dissatisfaction with their lives. So they could be living a great life. But once they're on their social media, they see their other friends post this perfect life that's just like it's crafted together perfectly. They just showing a highlight reel. They feel kind of ungrateful for their life. And once again, we just try to say, no, it's okay. This is not the human experience. To let them know, like, it's a more real, like, it's all like, here's a more authentic look of the real world, rather than people just putting these selective photos or content up on social media. So we're focusing on Gen Zers first. So having our 2 Gen Zers, Sama and Amin, one is 14. I think Amin is 15, Sama is 18. Help get those age gaps of what they're looking for, and just testing like how this feature feel to you, and just allowing them to just have that creative control and that input of helping us create a better solution for empathy. But yes, and we have 2 other advisors as well to help us create trust and safety. One from TikTok. She deal with trust and safety within minors, and she's just helping us to think about, okay, cool, protective, because empathy, as you mentioned, Polly, you probably didn't go into super detail. To make things totally preventable on empathy, you need the trust and safety to help us create, because empathy equity would be in a safe space. There's no safe space, empathy is pointless. There's no value in empathy, just like everything else. Empathy, bread and butter, is in the safe space. Cannot open up here. Is it judgmental free? Cannot be myself. And having heard their to help us to rethink things. Like I said, they work with the big tech companies, all that good stuff, and just to see the issues they saw, so we won't fall down the same pitfalls. So it's just like building the foundation right away, because even though these big tech platforms like the Instagrams or TikTok, all that, they try to migrate, they try to make it more healthy. I think it's too far gone, because like they got like 1 million users. You can't. I think, to me, I think it's too far gone. For our approach is different. Our foundation is on safety. We have this in mind. We're not just waiting, oh, let's get scaled, then worry about it. No, let's build this off the right way. Let's make sure, because we want to scale properly. We want to grow straight instead of slant and things like that. Even though we scale, we can scale not. It's just growing and we're toxic. We're just a toxic platform. So to have these people within trust and safety here at Empathy just letting us know, hey, you should think about this, you should think about this, you should have this. Like, that's what helped us. That's what helped fuse the growth of Empathy. And to be honest, that's probably most of our we're gonna put most of our capital in is trust and safety. So safety is a huge priority for us, because that's the bread and butter in Empathy. There's no Empathy without trust and safety. We want you to feel safe here. Greg, when you come on Empathy, we want you to feel safe. Polly, when you come on Empathy, we want you to feel safe. You should be able to feel like I can be myself, I can express myself. And if you don't get that experience, we're doing something wrong on our side. So that's what we're aiming for. And having these people here, yes.
I hate to break this to you, but Greg and I aren't Gen Zers, Gen Xers.
Oh no. Oh no. I know. That's talking. We're trying to get on there. Don't worry. We getting it to y'all. We getting to y'all. Y'all may be the last bus stop, but we getting there. We getting there. Don't worry, we getting there.
Okay.
People tell me this. People your age or kind of closer to your age, they always say, "Hey, you should have this for adults as well," because everybody want that experience. When they hear everything, wait, they almost get like, "No, this be for adults as well." That's just Gen Zers and things like that. Everybody want to experience this world of this ideal. It could be a world like this. Wow, I want to be a part of it. Wait, why just Gen Zers? I want to be a part of it too. You should think bigger. And like, no, we all thinking bigger. We just got to start somewhere. Something like think big, start small. Yes, we going to get to y'all. Trust me. That's where Empathy is going. Yeah, it's going. So that's why I was going to reassure you. By time you get there, everything is almost like you'll probably be there when everything just ironed out. All the creases out. It was like, okay, cool, it's ready. But yeah, we aiming for it. We aiming for that, especially even when you think of Empathy, the ideal of Empathy. I think it'll be great for. No, this not for y'all. Elderly people, all that good stuff. People in their homes and things like that. They want to talk to people and things like that, and they can't. And if they have be able to access to a phone to share their experience, maybe I might have that as a separate a joint company to Empathy, just for elders and things like that, for Empathy. They just a community within them, so they can feel more connected. If they their loved ones can't always join them and all that good, they can feel connected online. So that's just a new idea I just had on here. So yes, so that we might can do that. So yes, it's all about just bringing people together and just letting people know that we're in there together. That's it.
Yeah.
Right.
So sorry. I'll
Go ahead. It's fine. This is like a juggernaut. This is huge. How did this even come about? I mean, you say you've been working on this 7 years. Is it from experience? How did this come about? How did Empathy start off?
Yes. So why I decided to go down this crazy journey? 7 years ago, I graduated from college with a bachelor's degree in digital art and design. And I decided not to go left and follow my peers into the workplace. I decided to go right to find more meaning in my work. Because at that time, I graduated Full Sail University in Orlando, Florida, and I experienced fast success at an early age. Financially and just monetarily, I experienced it very early age. And people always say, "Oh, success will make you happy, money will make you happy." That's not true. That's not true. But I'll recommend whoever listening, by all means, go down that path, see for yourself. Nobody would never listen to you, all that good stuff. You got to get there to see it for yourself. And for me, when I got there, I realized, and you ask yourself, wherever that peak you hit in your life of that crossroad, okay, cool, you excelled this high. You ask yourself, do I want to continue keep doing this, or should I do something different? Should I do this for the next 5 to 10 years, or should I do something different? And for me, I just had to do something different because I just couldn't see myself just waking up Life had to be more just about waking up, working, and paying bills. It had to be just more. It had to be more. It got to be some meaning in here. And I guess I came across this quote. It's a wonderful quote that I will always remember. It's like the two greatest moments in your life is when you're born and when you realize why you're born. And I was on the precipice of why am I here? Like, why am I here? And I believe, in my opinion, the people who realize why they're here, they live a more fulfilling life because all their actions is going towards why they're here. The friends they talk to, where they hang out at, everything is aligned to the middle. I'm doing this because it fit the path, why I'm here. And I was looking for that. Like, why am I here? I got this skill set I built up. I slaved for this skill set. Is it just for making Fortune 500 companies money and all that good stuff and just getting compliments? Oh, you do great work, blah, 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 blah. Is it just for that? And I knew it had to be more. And I always like helping people outside of creating as a creator. I like helping people. I probably help people more than I create. I just did that for free. I'm always the unwanted advice guy. I hear somebody's story, I feel like I can add value, and I just, hey, you should try this. Oh, let me help and things like that. That was just me as a person, and it's all like, okay, cool. How can I blend the two together? So after graduating in 2014, I was on a 1-year journey trying to find what that is, and I hit a wall. And our wall was my family didn't understand why I was breaking out of the tradition. What's the tradition? Go to college, get that college degree, and get a job. I sacrificed a lot to get you here. You better get that job and things like that. You know how that Black family is, or all families who you know how they put that college in. They put it a heavy weight on that college, get that college degree, get that job. It's like it's innate within us. And me, I'm breaking out of the tradition and just say, hey, I'm trying to find some purpose in my work. And at the time, they didn't understand, like, what this purpose is talking about? Like, what are you talking about? And they didn't understand at the time, and it's cool. But it caused a bit of depression, caused self-doubt, and it caused anxiety. Why? Because they saw me succeed. They saw me succeed in college. They saw me all they ever wanted for me was to graduate. I overachieved my expectations 10 times over. And like, you should trust me if I'm going down a new path. I showed I'm able to focus, and I got the work ethic to accomplish stuff. I thought they would be behind me. They wasn't. Cool. Caused depression, anxiety, self-doubt. And I went to express that online. I went to express how I was feeling. Hey, anybody else dealing with this with family, all that good stuff? And I was about to express it online. Then I stopped myself. Because, like I said earlier, the unwritten rule on social media is if it's not perfect, don't post it. And I didn't. And I asked myself why. That night, I asked myself why. So remember, 12 a.m. in the morning. I asked myself why. Like, why? Why is that the case? Because life is a series of peaks and valleys. That's what makes us human. So I'm really wrestling with myself because I couldn't understand why did I stop myself. And I knew the current structure 7 years ago. I knew this bubble's going to burst of people sharing their highlight reels so they made shots and not they missed shots. I knew this is not sustainable long-term for human well-being. It can't be sustainable because it's unreal. It's Disney World. So I knew that bubble was eventually going to burst. And like as study shows, social media have a negative side effect on people's well-being, causing them depression, anxiety, and a feeling of isolation. And like I said before, we're the most connected generation in history, but we're the most disconnected emotionally. And since then, 2015, March 17, 2015, I took it upon myself to recreate that. Fix that and just change that. And that was my mission ever since, because I found the perfect balance of me being a creator and my desire to help people. And I always believe if you can attach your skill set to your morals, combine them together, that's the closest thing to purpose I know of. Like, cause now you're doing something which you believe in, what's inside you, and your skill set complement it. Like, that's not if you're not happy with your job with that, I don't know what is. And that was my driving force for me, babe. So even though 7 years sound a lot, I was doing what I love. This is what something was in me. This was who I am as a person. I don't consider it work. This is something who I am. And it was my problem. And I realized at the time, I was solving my own problem. I think that's a message for any entrepreneurs who want to be entrepreneurs looking, solve your own problem. Don't go out there solve your problem. You solve your problem, you're likely not to quit. You're likely to persevere through all of it because you're solving something that means something to you. And that's what meant a lot to me. I knew I did, if I eventually, when I have a family, I don't want my kids to be on these toxic social platforms. I want them to have something different. And I know I need to be the change I wanted to see. And I just devoted my life for the 7 years. It didn't seem that long. Looking back, it didn't seem that long. But the reason why it took so long is really just because I say I came from a digital art design background, just transferring that skill set to tech. I had to learn a lot. It's almost like, okay, it's almost like transferring, going to another degree program and starting all over again. You can't take your accolades. All the success I had in this field, you can't take it in here. Boom. Predominantly white male-driven field. I'm a black guy, don't know nothing. I had to be humble. Like I said, humble in spirit. You had to be humble. There's no pride and ego. Come here. You about to be humble. You better be willing to learn. You better be willing to ask. All that pride, you think you know. No, learn. Understand you need to ask. Humility. And just accept where you are. Accept where you are, accept where you at, accept who you are. And just to say you're gonna have to, this not gonna be fast. And just accept the process. And from that early on, I just accepted the process. I didn't lie to myself. I didn't bullshit myself. I said, I know where I'm at. I just have to just learn. And I guess I had the ability to learn and grow. I knew I had that within me. And just like I said, just apply that same work ethic to empathy, just learning apps, learning social network, how to build a social network, how it functions, how it works, diving deeper about the people experience on it, iterating, asking for feedback, iterating some more, asking for feedback, failing, going through some depression and anxiety of my own because the journey is so long and lonely, because at the time when I had empathy, that said, when I tell people about empathy, not then people like, wait, what are you talking about? They looked at me, I was crazy. There ain't nothing wrong with social media. What you talking about? It's fine. Remember, this is 2015. Of course, it wasn't as awareness as it is now. I was looked at as crazy. I was looked at as crazy, like crazy. That's what I'm saying. You got to, and it's like, solve your own problem, but really, when you solve your own problem, you really believe in it. Cause you have to do it. Cause people gonna look at you like, sometimes God, for me, is God. He will give you a vision way early before everybody can see it. And you have to trust in it. And for me, I just trusted it. And I knew it was something here. I knew I wasn't crazy. I knew eventually this is gonna all work out and people gonna see that I was right. And 7 years later, empathy was featured on Forbes, TechCrunch, Fox News, ABC, CBS, and all these high programs and things like that highlighted. I didn't pay a cent for advertising, but I don't say this to brag. I'm just saying this to struggle. Like I was right. I'm not jumping on them. I know right now mental health is a trendy thing to jump on. No, I've been doing it. I didn't jump on no. This is something that was in me. So I timing is everything. At the right time, that seed was birthed and acknowledgement. But people don't understand, like, this was 7-year plan. I didn't change nothing about empathy ideal. I may updated something here and there, but the core mission is the same. It's been the same. And like I said, it's a time, it's just like music. Like it's like some of the old school, we think about Michael Jackson, Prince, and things like that. That music just can just transcend time. Like it still sounds relevant today. I believe that's what I had the whole time. Empathy. Empathy is not a trendy. So it would never die down. People want to be able to, people want to be loved, heard, and accepted. That's something, that's 3 core values within human we always gonna want. It would never go out of style. And that's what empathy is built on. Every time I tell people what empathy is about, the 3 core principles about empathy, if you take away the money, the success, and all the superficial stuff as life as we know it, all you have left is your emotions, your stories, and the community. And that's what empathy is built on. It's that simple. There's no extra fluff. We're not trying to be TikTok. We're not trying to be nothing. We just try to stay to those 3 core principles: emotions, stories, community. That's it. We don't overstay our welcome. This is what we're just trying to be. And we believe staying on those 3 principles got us here. You see all this high advanced technology we got right now. That's all we had. That's how human society got to here. That's all we had. And we believe going back to those basics can really just shift us in a new direction. So sorry for the long story, but yeah, that's it.
Okay. So when Greg told me about this interview that we were doing, I went to the website and I kind of got entranced by everything that was going on. And I was like, oh, I want to be part of this. And then I saw I couldn't be. There was a wait list. It didn't tell me I was also too old. It just said that there was a wait list. So when can people, and what people, I guess, get involved in this and see more about empathy?
Empathy, right now we're still raising funds. So we're hoping to be out our beta version. If you join our wait list, you'll have early access to our beta version. Hopefully, if everything goes as planned,
Mhm.
first quarter of next year. If everything goes as planned. There's no hiccups in the plan,
Yeah.
first quarter of next year. But yes, and the reason why we don't have that on empathy like at age because to us, picture mode, when we in picture mode and things like that, we'll put the Gen Z, but at the end of the day, we still want everybody. We will always advertise for everybody. We're not going to subject. No. But I was just letting you know, we still believe we're everybody. But in talking mode, we just try to put it somewhere, place it somewhere, so we don't sound like we're all over the place. So yeah.
Wow. Now, I am a huge believer in it. I am one of those people who, like, I had to eliminate my social media for some time because I myself was finding myself being depressed and feeling a lot of anxiety because I'm looking at friend photos on these other social media platforms and like, wow, I'm not here, or wow, I'm not there, or I started off my family later in life and I'm seeing all of them at their their kids' college graduations, and what did I do wrong? And found myself in real bad spots. And like you, wanting to post about it, but then like, no, because obviously no one else is feeling like I'm feeling because everybody's happy, even though it's like that 5 seconds of time that showed in that picture throughout the 24 hours a day. I would always feel like, nah, I'm not gonna post it. Nah, I'm not gonna talk about this. And it just put me in a very, very bad way. And so I had to eliminate my social media to try and get myself back. So I applaud what you're doing and the empathy platform. It is exactly, in my opinion, it's exactly what's needed, especially just speaking from my own experience. So I thank you for the work that you're doing.
I didn't even thank you for sharing that. I didn't even touch on that part of the comparison, social media comparison disorder, like how we always constantly comparing ourselves, and we constantly compare ourselves to created versions, like not the real experience. It's like, okay, cool. Like I said, watch the sports game. It's just all ball the made shots. It can really make you feel like you're doing something wrong in life. And it's like, no, that's not the whole story. And that's on the flip side. That can looking at the full story can do a lot of things. It can it can take off the pressure, let you know, okay, cool. They have this life, but you can see the peaks and valleys, how they got there. And that can inspire you. I can let you know, okay, cool. I'm not out the game yet. Like I'm not out the game. I can still get there. Oh, this person can do it. And they have all of these struggles. I can do it. I don't got that much struggles. This person, I can definitely do it. And sometimes knowing that story, I don't know why. Once again, I know that's why every time I think about social media, it's this weird thing because as Americans, we love the Raz Richard story. We love the underdog stories. We love it. We make movies about it all the time. We show the full story and we celebrate it. We root for them. Now, yeah, we show that we like the full story. So it's okay showing your wins. Show the wins. Just show them the people how you got there. That will inspire people and let you know, like, oh, wow, you've been through anything. They'll look at you. Wow, you went through all that. They'll look at you as inspiration. Oh, that's inspiring. Oh, or it'll look like, I still have time. You did at this age. It'll just create a lot of hope once you have that full story instead of just an edit of perfect. Because like you said, they may have the family, all that stuff before you, but if you saw what happened in between, it'll give you more context. Right now, I feel like we missing context. We all missing context. All we just see is wins. Missing the context of how that was even possible, how they got there. But I guarantee you, we had that context, it'll be an eye opener for everybody, and it will ease the pressure off of us and let us know, okay, cool, I got it.
I like that.
Me too.
Yeah. That's how I felt just looking at their website. I was like, this is cool. Like, I found the website very relaxing.
Very
and
true.
I was like, wow, I want more of this. I can't have it.
I appreciate it. I appreciate
a Monday
it.
meeting, and I was like, you guys have to check out that website. It was awesome.
Awesome, beautiful.
So should people check out your website? What should people do? People that are listening, they're interested in this. where should they go from here to find out more and get involved or whatever?
They can go to our website. They can check us out, www.empathy.co. And that will give you like an understanding of what we are, what we do. Check out our social medias from, I think, Instagram. Instagram will be a good base. Instagram at empathy, INPATHY. And it will help you give a great base on what we're doing, how we're building it. Because before we tell people to sign up, we always want people just to look what we're doing. Because even though I talked a lot, I really like the product to do the talking, because what we say is kind of hard to imagine, like, because we haven't seen it before. Because usually people can say, oh, it's like the Netflix of this or the Facebook of this. We can't place it nowhere. It's like this experience sounds ridiculous, sounds crazy. It's just something you have to see it for yourself and see the experience for yourself, and that will give you like a better understanding of it. Or even go to our YouTube and type in empathy, INPATHY, and you can check out our videos and see how it works, how we deal with trolls, how we deal with privacy, and all of these type of stuff. This is one of those things I was really big on. Even though the product is not out right now, we wanted people to know how it functions, how it works, how you get to feel it, and how we go about things, because we really believe talking is cool, but talk is cheap to us. Look at it for yourself, judge for yourself, and then make the decision. Don't listen to me. Look at it for yourself. And if empathy is something you want to be a part of, by all means, be a part of it. If it's not, that's fine as well. Because it's just something you just have to see for yourself and look for yourself and judge for yourself and make that decision for yourself. Because I can't make that decision for you, because I know what we are talking about. Transparency, being open. This is all difficult stuff, because it's like new to us human beings. We're used to being perfect, hiding the bad part of us, just only showing the good. So this kind of like breaking out that norm is creating this, oh my gosh, this is a lot. So see it for yourself, and you can make the decision from there. But if you do, sign up on you can sign up on our website, on our wait list. And when you sign up for our wait list, eventually you can be a part of our beta that will be launching next year. If everything's go right, everything goes as planned, there's no hiccups. Next year's first quarter, 2023. If there was no hiccups in the plan. Okay. But yes. Yep.
Well, we're praying for you for no hiccups, so you can definitely
indeed
release on your time frame. And this is
yes.
So we'll definitely be reaching out again once this is out and about, and say we were here back when.
Yeah, we were here when.
Yeah.
Don't forget that.
Oh no, I had y'all doing great. Y'all doing some great work at the Totally Preventable podcast. I love what y'all doing. I think it's meaningful. I think it's good to have these conversations. I think it's helpful to have these conversations. It's just like, I think that's what empathy is going to be doing, probably more so on, like, I feel like that's what we need to do. Stop liking stuff and more conversation. Human beings need to have more conversation with empathy. Yes. Let's bring some empathy in it, and let's have this conversation. Understanding this person, we both can have our own belief. We both can have our own opinion. Everything's okay. So having a conversation with empathy will be way better, and understand. So it's okay to agree to disagree, and just talking more to each other and realizing we're more alike than we're not. And I think that's the beauty I want people to see on the empathy platform. So you can see we're more alike than we're not. And then, it's okay to be okay. It's okay not to be okay. We need that as human beings. Sometimes saying that, hey, everything's going to be okay. It don't fix nothing, but it helps. Take the pressure off. Saying, oh, it's okay. Everything will be okay. Thank you for that. And just seeing everybody with you, kind of going through it with you, even sharing the fun moments and low moments. It's like, it's more, like I said, don't fix nothing. But knowing that you're going through it with people together, that's just a beautiful experience. It's a beautiful vision. Oh, we're all struggling, but we're struggling together. And I think that's beautiful. It's beautiful in the struggle, especially when you know you're not going through it alone. And I think that's what we want to show at Empathy, so people can see that it's okay. Because in the world of perfectionism, you need to be this, you gotta have this filter, you gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this, gotta do this just to exist. It's too much. It's overwhelming, and make you, like you said, Greg, delete the social media because it's just too much. Right. And yes, and some people just want to show and be human. That's it. We just want to just be human, just be accepted for who we are. And that's the experience you would get at empathy.
Awesome.
Well, thank you very much, Zaire, for taking the time to be on
Thank
here
you.
to explain empathy and let the world know you're coming. Thank you very much.
It's been great.
Awesome. If I do get a chance to come on here again, I would definitely bring Catherine. So her story, how she got in the mental health field is just as amazing. I'll let her share her story, but I think y'all love her story as well. So hopefully, if you could get invited back, I'll love for her to share her story and her contribution to empathy, because I think it's very, very important. And her perspective is very, very important.
We'd love to hear from her.
Yeah, expect an invite. It's coming. Catherine, it's coming.
Indeed. Awesome. Indeed. All right. Have a beautiful day.
Thank you, you too. I'm Polly, and you've just listened to Totally Preventable.
Totally preventable.
Totally preventable. Totally preventable.
Totally preventable.